Hey everybody, and welcome to part 2. So if you have seen part 1, you are ready and excited to see part 2. If you have not seen part 1, I will link it right here so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm going to show you the pages up close so you can see the finished product of the video of the pages that I completed in part 1, the ghost footage. And this right here, this little cluster is what you did miss. It's when I did a little stamping and I used 3 different colors to sort of give that color changing ombre look for the dried leaf that I used. And I just wanted to create like a layering sort of technique there. And then of course my watercolor leaf up close. I'm petting it because it's got texture, because it's like letter pressed almost. The image is pressed into the paper. And so it's got this really great dimension. But this is the footage that I created after I thought that the original footage, the ghost footage, was missing. And I had to do this because I had to have a video ready for today, Friday, because I always have a journal with me on Friday, usually, most days or most Fridays. And so when my ghost footage disappeared, I panicked and had to just sort of go right into filming another video. And it wasn't until I went to go edit this one that the ghost footage miraculously reappeared, even though it was like missing like the last 5 minutes of the entire process. But some footage is better than no footage. But because I really had to go like right back into filming after filming the first time, I was kind of already burnt out on using the supplies from the September Your Creative Studio kit. And I sort of felt like if I pushed myself, I wouldn't be quite as creative. And so I pulled some supplies that I had sitting out from a previous journal with me video, and it was supplies that I had recently gotten from a pen pal. I loved the supplies, which is why I didn't have any issue pulling them out and using them again. But I do end up pulling in a few things from the Your Creative Studio box. I watercolor another sticker because I really loved the process of that. And at the time I was like, I can't believe it. I actually watercolored and the footage is lost, and I'm going to recreate this moment because that was really great content that a lot of people are asking for, and it's gone, and I'm going to do it. So, yeah, that's what I did. Anyway, so I am still a little bit sick, which is probably why my voice sounds a little funny, and I do apologize. I have a problem when I get sick. I don't know how to just stop. I have a really, really great immune system, because I had a really, really terrible one when I was a child. And so, I was sick a lot when I was younger. And as an adult, I think that actually helped me have a better immune system and gave me more of a fighting chance to fight things when I actually get sick. Because when my husband gets sick, he gets sick. And when I get the same thing that he's got, it's not nearly as bad. But this particular plague, it's like a sinus attack. It's like the worst allergy attack you could ever imagine. I've been fighting my sinuses for about a week now, and every medicine I try to take affects me in different ways. Sudafed makes the drainage never ending, like it's like a faucet. Allergy medicine seems to be helping, like Zyrtec seems to be working the best. Benadryl works for a little bit, but it puts me to sleep instantly. And so I finally gave up and got some Mucinex, which has worked perfectly. The sound is disgusting, but that stuff is great. But it took me a while to find the version that was literally just to like dry me up. There was a lot of different forms out there for like flu and cough and like infection. And I literally just didn't want to over treat myself. I just wanted something to help dry me up. And so I'm feeling a lot better today. And yeah, I've had to re-record all of these voiceovers because apparently I was too sickly sounding, and yeah, totally fine. We're fine. So like I said, I've just pulled supplies from the letter that I got from a pen pal a few weeks ago, and I'm a little bit struggling here because I know what I want. I'm picturing something that's not really coming to life, And so I do struggle a little bit. In the end, it comes together, but definitely struggled. I think I was so frazzled by what was originally going on anyway that when I had to just literally keep going and continue filming, I was just so frazzled by the whole thing that I think I just struggled creatively for a second. So I hope that everybody is doing great. I know autumn is arriving for a lot of the parts of the world right now. You guys are getting crisp mornings and evenings, and I'm so jealous of that. I really, really, truly am. I'm hoping that one day we will be able to retire in a region that has seasons. But for now, the season of life that we are in has us here. So we will be happy with what we have and enjoy what we have. And yeah. So I want to know a little bit more about like where you guys are. Maybe not necessarily like specifically where you are because privacy, but I would love to know like if your area is known for something like a special festival or season, or if there's like a cultural event that happens close to where you are. Like for instance, if you live in New Orleans, what is Mardi Gras like for you? Do you like get into like the historical like proper Mardi Gras, or are you just like into the party scene? Or up north, do you have like apple festivals? I know that when I lived at home, we had a fall festival that it was the best day of the year for me because we had a parade, and I lived in a very small town growing up, but we had a parade that started the day, our fall festival, and all of the school bands would play, and all of the local fire engines would come, and all the historical engines. And that would just be like the start of an amazing day. We'd have a pocket full of candy from the parade, and we'd have a couple dollars to go to see if we could find anything fun and interesting from local makers. I remember going with my grandmother as a little girl, and she used to sell raffle tickets for a local club that she was a part of, and she did that at all the festivals, and I always loved being a part of that. She would always give me a couple dollars so I could go to the craft fair part and buy something pretty. We also had a really great antique train engine, and so there would be train rides, and it was literally the only day of the year that this particular train would run, because it's like an antique train. And I think I did it a few times, and I just remember like looking back thinking how awesome it was. It literally was like a 6-mile ride to the next town, and then the engine would go around and hook up to the back and pull us back into town. And I just remember loving that. And yeah, I just miss that. I feel like where we are now is just theme parks, and that's what people around here grow up with, and that's fine. Like, theme parks are cool, Disney is great, but I would love to hear what you guys have in your area so that I can live vicariously through you and imagine I'm walking through an apple orchard, or picking blueberries, or riding old historic trains through the mountains. Oh gosh, I need to get out. I need to get away. I need a break in the worst way. Speaking of breaks, I was doing some research yesterday for some historic hotels in Texas. So if you don't know this about me, but I love to visit historic and boutique hotels. And there's a bunch in Texas, and I visited quite a few when I went to San Antonio back in February before the world ended. But I'm excited to visit some in Houston, Dallas, and Austin. I've got a fun little list, but I love it, and I love to collect their stationery. I actually just got in the mail yesterday a surprise package from one of my pen friends who found some old hotel stationery at a flea market, and I haven't even opened it properly all the way to look at it, but I just peeked open. I tore the envelope open a little bit and got to see just for like a peek what it was. And I was so excited. I just love it. I love collecting hotel stationery. I think that's so weird. But anyway, what do you guys have planned for the fall? I'm so excited to hear. Any traditions that you guys do? Do you guys cut down your own Christmas trees? Do you carve pumpkins? I want to know. I want to know it all. I'm so curious. I can't even think about Christmas right now. I just need to get through Halloween because the boys want to do a Star Wars family theme. So they want me to be Amidala, Sissy to be Leia, Emmett wants to be Finn, Hunter wants to be Vader, and they want Cully to be Baby Yoda, and they want Daddy to be a stormtrooper. So it sounds like a lot of work. We'll see what we can do with that. But I'm bringing it in a little bit closer so you guys can see some of these details. I should have slowed it down a little bit, but I apologize. I hope that you can still see it all the same. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about your regional festivities or traditions. And if you have any questions, like always, please feel free to leave them down below. If you're not a subscriber, I would encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.